they were digging last night. All of a sudden, interestingly, this is between Chase and Citizens. Interestingly, I ran out for an errand. I needed to pick up a little bit of bread and water, stuff like that. And when I returned, it was a quick run. I just ran really quick to the closest place. And when I returned, my laptop had a message that said exception braking or braking exception or whatever. Sometimes I just leave my laptop on when I run out really quick. So anyway, that's the second time I would get that message, you know, within the week or so. So I was kind of curious what it meant. Sometimes I look it up really quick to find out what all these messages mean. Should they pop up on your laptop? But I did report it to proper authorities just because my experience has been so bad. It doesn't seem like it because I'm on YouTube right now. This is this is 14 years after everything started, but I report every iota of a thing. So we magically all of a sudden have people, you know, digging in front of Chase on 17th Street alongside Chase and Citizens Bank near Chip City and everything, where those steamrollers were the other day. And some people were kind of jokingly saying, is that a message from Levan, or is Levan or other cookie places saying that they know Chip City steamrolls people? Like, who's the actual steamroller? If it were a subversive message, which isn't so subversive, but if it were a little like hint, you know, which way did it go? So anyway, or were those steamrollers there just coincidentally? Like, it was totally random, you know, that someone needed blacktop somewhere. I don't even know where they filled in blacktop, but anyway, like 4 or 5 steamrollers. There were 4 large ones, and then one that had like 2 little rollers, and then an actual like tar machine, like whatever it is, vat, like a vat on wheels where you mix up tar. So anything, you know, normally, well, anyway, in normal life, you wouldn't even pay attention to something like this, but because I get messages that seem to correlate with situations, so it's like, was my laptop affected at the Latham, or in the Latham, you know, in correlation, in time with them to dig up near Chase Bank. I just so happen to have a Chase credit card. It has a very low limit because I don't like to have credit cards, so it's like a $1,500 limit. So but anyway, I report everything, even if it just seems like, well, they're just there digging. There could be a lot more to it, and that's why I report it. I just, you know, pull up FBI or whatever agency I want to report it to and put it out there in the universe so that somebody can figure it out. Alrighty then. We'll just keep doing that 5, 6, 7, sometimes 8 times a day. Is that fun? So it's a blast. All I wanted was friends, and I wound up being slaughtered and stalked to death by people who live in an alternate reality, and they create alternate realities around people. So now I get to report that all day long and all the activities of those people who might be participating. It can be hard to tell. Like, for instance, this guy could even be part of a setup or it would be hard to tell. Is he good? Is he bad? Does he have both hands in pockets for a reason? That guy, is he good or bad? He's actually bad. He's actually good. So that's what I'm told by my peeps. So I'm just sort of trusting what they're saying. To a point. It's just like, I don't really know. In the past, I would feel a lot more about certain people because they would actually put on a show. For instance, the other day I came out of a dog walk, and this is the day that the Delphi murders were wrapping up their jury selection out in Indiana, like either, you know, not Carroll County, but the one before, Fort Wayne, thank you. And of course, the guy who's on trial, looks a certain way. Richard Allen, he has a beard and everything. So I walk around here and I walk straight up 17th Street, and there's a place called Snyder Optical. A couple things went on before that, but a guy came around by Snyder Optical and he started grooming his beard. I was mentioning something about grooming because there's grooming at Doggy Style Pets, which is just on the other side of these homes here. And they have a sign that says grooming, you know. So this guy started combing his beard and like kind of fixing his hair while looking in the reflection of the glass at Snyder Optical, which is really on the southeast corner of Latimer and 17th. A few other people came out and were playing into a theme, I believe, about grooming. This is before I even made a video that said that I was groomed and excessively abused, because being excessively abused means you've probably been groomed by someone who wants to keep you down. And they could be up there, they might have some money, they might even have a title. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're regular people who are just, you know, uncool, very extremely uncool. But a lot of people are groomed by those who don't want them to, I guess, surpass them, or the perception of surpassing them in life. Or they just, and you know, a lot of men do it to women because they don't want the woman to outdo them. You see what I mean? These dynamics are like the #1 killer dynamics in the world. Power dynamics. There's nothing worse, you know, probably to some men than to have a woman be smarter. It could go the other way around. So I don't want to, there's a lot of great men out there, and sometimes they love women who just take charge, and it's like, yes, she's fully empowered and, you know, she's a beautiful person, you know. So you never know which way it'll go. It depends on the puppet masters in your region, like Delaware versus Florida. So, and there are people who earn their way to a certain degree and everything, but they might have wound up with a spouse who needs to keep them, unless the woman believes she's actually controlling the person who doesn't have the higher degree. That's come up, like even you know, in different sections of my family I've seen this. Depends on where the woman comes from and her family. So I've seen this in my cousin world, and there's probably one woman who thinks that her family had to save one of my cousins. So, but technically he officially has the higher degree at this point, and he technically is the breadwinner. So who holds the power in that relationship when you do the math in the end? Okay, well, have a great day. That's why I'm single. Do my best to stay away from all those groomers who tried so hard. They had to bring in invisible entities to groom me at a level that's on the Cocoon movie, and we'll leave it at that with Ron Howard. Okay, have a great day.